All right, let me start the class. Um, Let me share my screen quickly. All right, let me know if you guys can see my screen.
Yes, I can see it.
You can see that, right? Okay.
Yeah, I can see.
So the project I was talking about, right? So I'm gonna send you this document. I'll just explain a little bit. So what you need to do, we have a class today and day after tomorrow. Then whole week, basically the Memorial Day week, you guys gonna get off. So there's no class on this Memorial Day week. Also the weekend session on 28 and 4, we don't have any session. So, but you guys have a lot of things to do for this 7 days or 8 days, right? So the projects basically, as I told you, at least you need to work on two different projects, right? So I put it here, the domain first. The domain is like the retail, right? So they have Walmart, Home Depot, Macy's. Then in the finance, they have a lot of banks. I put it the name on it, the healthcare, United Healthcare, then Humana, Blue Cross Blue Shield, Cigna. Also the telecom sector, we do have some of the companies I put the name on it, and the insurance, we have the name for like the Allstate, State Farm, MetLife. So out of this domain or the company, you'll have pick at least two. So if you're gonna work with, let's say, finance, right? So pick at least one from here, let's say Bank of America, and another one pick for healthcare. Either one, like United Healthcare, you can pick. But don't work with like the similar type of domain for two projects. Why I'm gonna tell you that, like as many as you projects you're working with it, so you guys have the more clarity of like, understanding the functionality and the behavior of the business flows and everything. So first thing first is you need to understand the business logics, exactly how that the business process works, right? So is everything is in the production now, means like we can see those things we can use day-to-day life, right? So these are the application we do have it. So at least pick two of the applications or two of the companies projects, okay? So work with two. So each project, exactly what you need to do, you need to work with at least find one, minimum one, maximum, I said minimum 1 to 3, but like if you can have enough time, you can work with 4 or 5, that's fine. But like at least work with 1 to 3 feature of the modules you'll have to select. Let's say what I'm trying to tell you that, let's say I go to Bank of America, right? If I can go to the Bank of America, first thing first, I need to find out the Bank of America, at least 1 to 3 module. What are the modules they have? Let's say like Bank of America open account is one of the module. Login is one of the module, right? Then create business account is another module or feature, right? So once I can select 3 features or 3 modules, right? Based on that, each module, let's say I'm talking about the login or open an account. Once I can find, okay, one of my feature is open an account. So each feature, I'll have to at least identify 3 to 5 scenarios, right? So once you identify at least 3 to 5 scenarios, then each scenarios, you'll have to write at least 5 to 10 test cases. Now, let's say like you work with one project, you find at least one feature, multiply by 3, which is like the 3 different scenarios. At least if you can work with the 5 test cases, so 3 multiplied by 5, which is 15 test cases, you need to write it down. Now, if you work with 2 feature, it would be 30 test cases. If you work with three feature, it would be 45 test cases, right? And each scenario, let's say you identify like the 3 scenarios, right? So each scenario you need to come up with writing at least one bug. So this is the homework, and I also put it here, the example let's say like I told you, right? So I put just like the Facebook, but you don't need to work on the Facebook. This is just a sample I give it to you. You need to select the project out of this list. Minimum 2. Okay, so projects, Facebook, right? You need to do the same type of table. All right, that's why I just give you the example. So you need to write down the project name here first, then feature of the module, right? I'm talking about the login. If I can go to the Facebook login where I can see how many test scenario I can identify. For the login, I can see they have Facebook login, right? Then what they have the forget password, and they have the create new account. So if I can consider this is my test scenario, now out of that scenario, I need to do the functional testing, right? So inside of the functional testing, what I need to cover, go back here, writing the test cases at least 5 to 10 for each scenario. So if I can continue, consider the first one for the positive and the negative. So all I need to do, at least I can write like the 3 positive test case, 2 negative test case, and at least 1 bug. Any questions about the projects?
No, not yet.
Okay, so I'm gonna send you that document, okay, tonight or tomorrow, so that at least you can have it, but still continue to work with it. If you can, if you want, you can start working ahead, but finish that project by, I'll put in the deadline on the email by June 4th, by June 4th. Then we'll continue.
We don't have any class at inside the so basically the Monday 19th is a Memorial Day, right?
Yes, that's why I give you the whole Memorial Day week off, because like I
So
know
we have any
someone
class
has
at
the
30th
vacation plan for it.
and
So we don't have any class on 30th, and we don't have any class on 1st of June.
Yeah.
The next class will be on 6th, but complete the project by June 4th, okay? And
Okay.
email that project to info@aifirstsolutions.com, all right? So I can at least take a look at that, but this is the deadline, 4th of June. But if you can finish early, okay, send as soon as possible so that I can take a look at that and I can give you some type of like, you know, go over with you like if it's gonna be fine or not, or what things you need to change, update and stuff. I can go over in 6th. So but finish by June 4th, or I'll just think like if you guys can finish everything by 4th, send it to me. What you can do, we can continue the regular class because we have a lot of things to cover, right?
That's right.
So 6 and 8, we can continue with our regular Jira class or ALM class, okay? Only the weekend session will go over our homework for each one of them. Because the thing is like, let's say, Arif is working on Bank of America, right? And Najia is working on, let's say, AT&T, and some other person is working on Home Depot. So once you can go over most of the test scenario, so you guys can understand exactly like there's a lot of things coming up because everyone picked their own choice, right? So different projects, different functionality, you guys need to understand, and you can see like the how that's going to work. Okay, that's why I give you a lot of options, a lot of projects, so you guys can pick your own projects. Okay. So
one more thing, can you do on the Excel or if
so I already sent you the format, right? So that's the baseline basically. So if you can follow that format, it should be fine. I put everything in one place.
And also we can use your scenario and case, like test case result and everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same way. Same way, same thing, right? So, and if you can think like, okay, that's too much information for you to write it down, copy paste those things, the same template, okay? Just write it down the test cases. Even the shortest way you can do it, like, you know, just skip the first portion of it. I can just tell you that. 1 second.
All right,
pull that test case one more time.
So I already blanked all of your test cases. So I have one blank sheet right now, so I can start it with this.
Yeah.
We have to pick one test cases or two for project.
Sorry, I can hear you. Can you repeat one more time?
We have to pick 2 projects or 1 project?
Two
for it?
projects, please.
Okay.
One project is nothing. I can finish it up in like 1 hour, an hour and a half.
Oh, you are the pro, man. We are not-
So here's the thing. So this is the template I always send it to you, but I can attach that template one more time so that you can have it with you with the projects, right? So if you can just copy paste the same template and just edit this template and writing down, that should be fine. And if you think like it's too much work for you guys, all you need to do just like, just copy paste this portion, only this portion, okay? And
No,
write it down, 'cause-
Brother Imran, don't teach us like the shortcut way, please.
No. I'm not talking about the shortcut way. I'm saying that like, if you feel like it's too much for you guys to write it down every time this one, because this one like the first phase, basically,
Yeah.
this is based on the same thing over and over, right?
That's right.
Only the changes will be here, the module name on it, right? So these things you need to change once you work with a different module. So if you can just
The model there is like the scenario.
no.
Okay.
Module is not like a scenario. This
Module-
module is basically here. You see this? Login. The scenario coming up in out of the module,
Okay.
right?
So the lecture 4, you can get an idea of the module and all of it.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's what I'm going to tell you. So like, if you feel like this template is like the very standard template I give it to you guys, okay? So if you think like it's too much for you to do it, just copy and paste the same template, okay? And work over it. So it's going to be like, fastest out you can do it. Okay, so Rashu, I'll just make you as a host. Then you can continue the class, and I'll send you everything to all of you guys. Can you hear me, Rashu? You're on mute. Rashu, are you there?
Yes. Sorry, I was out of
All right,
my.
I'll just make you as a host so you can share your screen.
Oh, yeah. Thank you very much.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So I can see everybody is here. Okay. So, all right, guys. Today, we're gonna learn about Jira tools, but before Jira, we have to start with. I just want to go over Agile process one more time, just a little bit about it, because Jira is basically a Agile management tool, okay? So, okay. My screen is visible, right?
Yeah, we can see your screen.
Yeah, you can see. Yeah.
Okay. So, all right. So we already know about the Agile model or Agile methodology, or another way we can say Agile process, right? What it is basically. So Agile basically, it is a iterative and incremental approach. Okay. So what is then? So what is iterative? It is basically something we do same things rounding way again and again. Like for every features, what we're gonna do, we'll gather the requirements, design it, develop it, test it, and deploy it, right? So the same process, it will be chained again and again. And at the same time, it is an incremental approach as well. Incremental in this way, it will also accommodate some changes, okay? We'll add on some new features on it. So it will be rounding up, and then at the same time, it will add on some new features, and the project will go on. So this is all about basically agile process, okay? On the other way, in a very simple sentence, we can say agile is a iterative or incremental process, okay? So there are some very basic principles on agile. So these are the principles is why we actually follow these principles. So the main goal to achieve the agile methodology, okay? So in agile, to achieve agile methodology, we need to follow some principles. The very basic, number one principle we can say, customer no need to wait for a long time, okay? Because when you talk about another model like waterfall model, okay, or V model, so there we need what? We need to develop the entire software, then we deploy it or hand over to the customer, right? But in the agile, we will not let the customer wait to finish the ready software, okay? We'll do piece of software and then we'll deploy it. So that customer no need to wait for long. I think this is the better way. Okay, so here the main principle, we know the customer no need to wait for long. Then the second major principle is we develop it, we test it, and we release a piece of software to customer with a few number of features, okay? And then what we do, we accept and accommodate our requirement changes. In agile process, like our project is ongoing, okay? So in the meantime, like we are working with the login features, okay? So in the login features, we start our development. In the meantime, customer have some changes in their mind. They come up with us with their changes. Changes can be something like that. The requirements, the login requirements, credential requirements, what they gave us in the earlier, like the requirements could be, they want the login credentials, which will be formed in like 8 number of letters, okay? Like while we start the project, there may be change said, no, we actually wanted the credential should be like, say, example, 10 number of letters, okay? So these are the changes we can accommodate while the project is going on. So, okay. So here we actually accept and accommodate the requirement changes. And the very, very good things in agile processes, we have a very, very good teamwork, okay? And we have a very close collaboration between the customer, product owner, BA, developer, and QA. So there are basically 3 principles in agile. One is we no need to wait for the long time. Customer no need to wait for a long time. Then second is we accept and accommodate the requirement changes. And in agile process, we have it is a document-less process. So what we have more meetings and more collaboration between the teams, okay? So all the teams members are involved more frequently. They have everyday sprint meetings, sprint planning, and everything, okay? So they have a good teamwork, close collaboration between customer, product owner, business analyst, developer, and QA team. So if we think about the advantages, okay, guys, these are the repeated things I can understand why I'm saying it, because when we'll go to Jira tools, these are the very important things we need to understand, okay? So the main advantages for the agile process is like the requirement changes are allowed in any stages of development. The same things I already said, explained. So we can accommodate the requirement changes in the middle of the development. Okay. The another advantages is release will be very fast. It can be the release like one piece of features or 2 story or 3 story can be released within 2 weeks or 1 week. And customer no need to wait for a long time to have a complete software. Then they have a very good communication between the team, and it is very flexible model to adopt because mainly this model can adopted with like any company environment. And this is also our open source tools. Jira. So there are only one disadvantages for Agile, which is this is a document-less process or approach. Okay, so we less focus on the design and documentation since we deliver software very fast. Like in other model, we have so many documentation like FRS, CRS, use cases, this and that. In Agile, we have more meetings, less documents. Okay, so what happened as we sometimes have a less document, so we really less focus on the design part. And because we are always hurried to deliver our features within a sprint. Okay, within 1 sprint or 2 sprint. So the sprint is morely for 2 weeks. So you have only 2 weeks on hand to complete your features. So the most important things, to achieve the Agile process, we must need to follow a style, right? A method, or I can say a framework. Okay, this framework called Scrum. So Scrum is basically nothing but a framework through which we can achieve the Agile process. Okay, so here is the Scrum where we can achieve our okay. So Scrum is basically a framework through which we can achieve the Agile process. So Agile actually follow the principles. Agile have a set of principles, okay? And how we can achieve those principles through this framework, which is called Scrum. And Scrum have a Scrum team, okay? So this Scrum team consists by 5 to 8, 9 members. It depends on the company size. So there is no, particular rules on it. It can be consisted by 5 to 9 members. And we have some team in this Scrum, some separate terminology for the team, which you guys already know, like product owner, then Scrum Master, then business analyst, developer, and QA. Okay, so these 5 portions consist a Scrum team, entire Scrum team. So what the product owner do? What is the role of the product owner? Any of you guys remember any just one responsibility for the product owner, or who is the product owner? So the product owner basically the first point of guy who contact with the customer, okay? And he is the key person who actually communicate very closely with this every piece of team. Like he is the guy, product owner is the guy who always keep in touch with the Scrum Master, BA, developer, and QA. So this like developer team might not have very well contact with these other guys, but the product owner always keep in touch with the entire Scrum team. Okay, so what he does, he defines the features of the product because he actually the first guy who gathered all the requirements from the customer. Okay, and he involved with the design phase as well, so he knows how many features this project gonna involve with. Okay, then he prioritized the features according to market value. Then he adjusts features and priority every iteration as needed. It is like in one sprint, in a single sprint. Okay, which story or which features will be they will start with. I mean, they will start work on it. He is the guy who gonna decide. Okay, like they have 100 features for this project. So before the sprint start, he is the guy who will decide in this coming up sprint which story will come first and which story will go next. Okay, and then and after the sprint, when the design done, development done, testing done, then the team, the QA team or the development team will come up with the demo of that piece of work, right? Then he gonna go over on it, and he's the person, either he can reject it or he can, accept the work. So there is the second team who is Scrum Master, okay? So the main role of Scrum Master is nothing. He is basically a middleman, okay, who facilitating and driving the agile process. We can say he's kind of coach, okay? He basically taking care of the meetings, how the things going on. He's gonna check everything. So his role is here to facilitate the So he is basically facilitating and driving the agile process, okay? And then we have a team called business analyst, BA, okay? So the main role of BA is he will gather like CRS or SRS documents, then he prepared the user story, and then he sometimes take a part of the testing planning, make sure the product meets the quality and the customer requirements. So he is basically a very close helping hand with the product, the business analyst. So this is what he does. Gather CRS, prepare user story, sometimes he taking part in testing planning also. And then we have a developer team who develop the features, who basically program and coding things. So there is a developer team. And finally, our stage is coming up, okay, the QA. So mostly the QA does what?
I have one
QA
question.
does, yes.
What is gather CRS and SRS document?
Sorry, CRS?
What is, yes, SRS and CRS.
Okay, CRS is customer requirements specification, and SRS is software requirements specification. So customers sometimes give them their document. Their requirements. Sometimes they rewrite it, okay, and hand over to the product owner or the development team. And the software itself have a documents which developed by architect or design team, okay. So BA basically collect CRS from the customer and SRS from their entire, inside from their team, like from the design team or from the architect team or from the manager. So these are the documents he gathered. You got it? So it's nothing, basically CRS is customer requirements documents from the customer. and SRS is the software requirements documents from inside the team, like can be from architect or design. Yes.
Yeah, I got it. Thank you.
Okay. So the most important things to understand the Scrum terminology, because in Jira, we will use those phases practically. So before going into that, let's understand this one by one. So when I will let you guys involve in the Jira, you will not have again another question, okay? So in Jira, we will face user story. There is a features called user story, epic, product backlog, and sprint, okay? I can show you quickly a sample of Jira UI. So from Jira UI, you can see this is actually a Jira UI, okay? I will show you guys again how I create it, okay? Just to understand you guys. Like you see here is backlog, right? And in backlog, there are, okay, I didn't create any project, that's why. Let's see, like this is our ongoing project, okay? So if we go to this project, you can see here. Okay, in the backlog, you can see there are something called, when you go to create, okay, you can see there is something called story. Okay, there is something called epic. And here there is something called sprint. Okay, go to board. So these are the two, terminology you're gonna face in the Jira tools. So in Jira, we have a user story. What is user story? Actually, it is a features or module in the software, okay? Like in the manual part, when you write down a test plan, in that test plan frame, you saw that there is a features, right? In Jira tools, we call it a user story, okay? And Epic is a collection of user stories. Basically, is a body of your entire project. Let's example, our project is this time, we work on an e-commerce site called Walmart, right? So in the Walmart, what we gonna do? In the Epic, in Walmart, we have a many features, right? We have a functionalities like we will, from the inventory, we'll pick up a item and then we're gonna put it in our cart. Then we're gonna process it, pay our money, okay, and check out finally. So these are the features or modules. So in every piece of features, we call user story, and the entire process, okay, the entire process have a, we can say theme, right? Like this project, like this e-commerce project will let us pick up an item, then we can put it in the cart, and finally we can purchase it, and we can create our account through this, through this e-commerce site. So these are the entire image of that project, right? So these all the, piece of single stories have some ultimate objectives, which we call actually epic. So in short, we can say this is a collection of user stories. Or another word, you can say this is the body of your project, okay? So within 2-3 sentences, you will explain or you will give a summary of your project, which is in epic, okay? And there is a product backlog. Okay, product backlog is actually nothing but is like a shelf, okay, or we can say your cabinet. In cabinet, what do you do? All of your dresses or clothes you organize, right, in every rack. So product backlog is something like that, where contains a list of user stories. So let's say in your project you have 100 features, right? So these 100 features, where are you gonna put? You in your product backlog, okay? and sprint. So sprint is nothing but it's a period of time to complete user stories or decide, which is decided by the product owner and the team, which consisted usually 2 to 4 weeks. So it depends on the company rules. Some company make it 2 weeks, 4 weeks, or up to you. Sometimes it can be 1 week as well. There is no certain set of rules. So we have some ceremonies.
It's basically sprint is depend on the product backlog, so how big it is, like, or the module.
It depends on your we cannot say it depends on product backlog. We can say it depends on the project project time planning and everything. Okay, it depends on.
So suppose like your module is a little bit big, like.
Yeah, exactly. In this way, you are correct. Yes, it depends on size of your work or size of your features.
That's right.
How many stories.
So
You are
Arif, I just want to
working.
add one more thing with that, Rashu. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
So basically the sprint, it depends on first thing in the company, then the projects. Also, it depends on the team member, right? Let's say like you're working with one project, has, let's say like the 10 feature on it, 100 test, 100 product backlog item, right? If you have like the 2% in the team, right, it might take like 6 months. If you have like the 10% in the team, it might take like 4 weeks to complete. So everything is depends on the project's timeline, company budgets, and the team. So, but very standard sprint is only 2 weeks. So whenever, even though if you can sit for the interview and the interview question, like if they're gonna ask you like how long is your sprint duration, so like how was your sprints looks like, you have to answer like, okay, so my sprint looks like for the 2 weeks, so within the 2 weeks I have done this many works for them. So 2 weeks is a very standard one for every company.
Okay, so if it's, you have like suppose like 2 QA in a company.
Right.
So maybe sometimes it takes a long time. It depends on the our workforce too, right?
Yeah, but the thing is, like if you have the two QA for 2 weeks, you can complete less feature, right? And if you have like the 4-5 QA in 2 weeks, you can like complete more feature, right? So as long as you complete, you can directly push to that particular feature to the production if they don't have any dependency. So more team means like more team members is gonna be like the more deliverable outcomes, and like the less team member means like it's like the less outcome out of the projects. But standard is basically like 2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah.
So the next we have a sprint planning meeting. Okay. So in the sprint planning meeting, this meeting actually conducts with the team to define what can be delivered in the sprint and duration of the sprint size. Like just right now, Imran already explained a little bit about that, right? So you guys can understand. So in this meeting, we actually decide like, what will be the sprint size, duration, and what user stories we will start work with. So those stuff you're gonna decide in this sprint planning meeting. So just before sprint start, we have a sprint planning meeting where we plan actually how the sprint will go. So, and then we have a sprint backlog. Okay, so don't be confused between these two, product backlog and sprint backlog. Okay, the product backlog actually the entire things in your project. Okay, and the sprint backlog is something you pick up for that specific sprint from the product backlog. Okay, so this is, we can say, list of committed stories by developer or QA for the specific sprint. So try to remember this, don't be confused between these two. So in the interview, you might be asked by these two questions. So try to be clear, okay?
Okay, I just want to add one more thing with this. This is a very common question asked by the interviewer saying that what's the difference between the product backlog and sprint backlog? I can give you the example so that you guys can understand. So let's say like in one project, we do have 100 product backlog item, right? So let's say Facebook has 100 product backlog item need to work on it. So once that 100 projects, once that the 100 product backlog item, which is PBI, is complete, that means the whole project is done. Now, we are divided this whole project to different sprint, right? So sprint backlog comes up out of that product backlog. And let's say like, okay, for this sprint, we are only working on 5 product backlog item, right? Those 5 product backlog item is that particular sprint backlog item. All right. Okay. Go ahead, Rashu.
So, and then there is sprint retrospective meeting, okay? So there is a sprint meeting, remember guys, and there is a sprint retrospective meeting. So you have to also understand there is a difference between these two, okay? So this meeting actually conducts after completing of the sprint about overview of the recently end of sprint and upcoming sprint, okay? So Imran want to explain a little more about this?
Okay, so sprint planning and sprint retro. Sprint planning is starting from the first day of the sprint. So once we can start, let's say like our week starts from Monday, right, in the office. So we are planning to do it the one sprint from 2 weeks, Monday through Friday for 1 week, next week, Monday through Friday for 1 week. So 10 working days. So what they're gonna do basically, every other week on Monday, they're trying to set up a meeting with developer, QA, BAs, and product owner or the Scrum Masters. They all sit together and they decide, okay, for this particular sprint, how many product backlog item we are going to work on it. So they decided, okay, 5 product backlog item, we are gonna work on it, and what are the features they are trying to explain. So if you have any questions, if developer has any questions, so the BA going to clear those product backlog item and saying that, okay, this is the process you need to work on it. This is sprint planning meeting. Remember that that's gonna be starting each and every first day beginning of the sprint. Now, last day of the sprint, let's say I started the sprint from Monday for week 1, and week 2 Friday, my sprint will be end. So sprint retro meeting, basically, that's gonna happen on last day of the sprint. So they're gonna go over and take a look at that, how that sprint go, what are the stories they are able to complete, means the product backlog item they are able to complete. If they are not able to complete, why they are not able to complete, what was the impediment to complete that particular item, and if any blockage was there or not, and they are going to plan for the next sprint how they are going to develop or overcome those, the blockage or whatever the issues they have in the previous sprint. Go ahead, Rashu.
All right. And there is another one we call stand-up call or Scrum meeting, which happens every day. Okay. And in that meeting, basically, we discuss about our blockers. If anything happened yesterday, like we have some blocker, we find some bugs, we can move on, right? We can discuss about it. And we also discuss what we're gonna do today around whole day. What is my plan? Okay. And sometimes we discuss about what is our plan for tomorrow. So in that Scrum meeting or stand-up call, which happens every day for 10 to 15 minutes, where we actually discuss about our, what we did yesterday, what we're gonna do today, and what we will do tomorrow, as well as our any issues, blockers, or any problems we are facing during our sprint. And then there is another, oh, sorry, the story point, okay? The story point also important. It's basically nothing, it's just a rough estimation of the user stories, okay? Like how many hours or how many days we need to complete these stories, okay? So this story point will be given by the developer and QA. So both developer and QA will give this story point, okay? How they're gonna give it, like maybe from developer side, like, let's say we pick up a story called login, right? So this login story, we start working with login. We pick up a story called login. So before we start working with login, developer will give some point on it, point in this way, how many hours they need. Developer say to design and code it, I need 5 hours. And QA maybe said, okay, to test it, I need 3 hours. So like that, maybe altogether 8 hours or whole day for it, okay? So this is how the story point works. It can be varied. It's not like anything specific, okay? It's not a static thing. And then we have another one called burn down chart. Okay, burn down chart is what? Burn down chart is nothing but the graph of our task movement in short, okay? Which shows how much work remaining in the sprint and maintain and how much work we have done in it, okay? Actually, I write down in very short one. Actually, the main thing in burn down chart, we show it, how much work we have done and how much work remaining, okay? And this burn down chart actually maintained by the Scrum Master. So like I said earlier, what the Scrum Master do? Scrum Master basically go over with the entire project, okay? So he need to track actually our work process, how it goes. So through the burn down chart, he can get the idea and he share it to everybody and the team. So everybody can understand their progress and everything, okay?
Okay, Rashu, sorry to interrupt one more time. I think I can explain little more about their story points, right? So easiest way to remember that, right? So where we're gonna start working from the first phase is product backlog item, which is the one project has 100 product backlog item. After that, we pick 5. Where we pick 5 in the sprint planning, right? After the sprint planning, if we select 5, now we need to work on those 5 items, right? So each item, once they're gonna work with that, before that in the planning, sprint planning session, basically they're going to put that effort as a story point. So what will be the effort? Either it's like 0, 1, 2, 3, 5, and 8. Now, what is that explanation of 0, 1, 2, 3, 5, and 8? So basically, if we consider like 0 means no effort on it. 1 is basically like couple of hours of work. 2 basically 1 to 2 days. 3 basically 2 to 3 days. 5 basically at least a week, and 8 is more than a week. So that's how they define. Now, each and every individual company, they point this 0, 1, 2, 3, 5 in different way. Let's say like some of the company consider 8 as a whole week of work, and 5 is 3 to 4 days of work, or 2 to 3 days of work. So once you will be basically joining in the company or work with any of the projects, and you sit for like, the sprint planning session in the first day of the meet, like, in our office, or like, maybe the midweek of the office once you join, depends on the time. So you can ask easily to your manager or Scrum Master, saying that, okay, how you define the story points? That's your first question you can ask, right? So if you have any question, you can directly ask to your Scrum Master. Just like, okay, how you define the story points? So he or she can explain you how they are going to define? Is it for like 8 for like a week of work, or more than a week of work, or 5 is for 2 to 3 days of work? So now let's consider like 8 they consider as a week of work. How many days you need to work? That means 5 full days of work equivalent to 8 points of one story, right? Now, these 8-point story need to work at least one developer and one QA. So overall 8-point means like 5 days of work you need to complete for each particular product backlog item, which is like your story, and those one need to be completed by 2 persons. So that 2 person, let's say the developer can work for 2 days, or QA can work for 2 days, or developer can work for 3 days. QA can validate that story once it's ready, then QA can validate for 2 days. But make sure that particular story you point as 8 means like the 5 days. So that 5 days, within that 5 days, that story need to be done. That's why they put like the 0, 1, 2, 3, and 5 points of the story, so that they can take a look, okay, how many efforts we exactly put in that particular week or for that particular sprint. Okay, go ahead, Rashwa.
Okay. So there are another one we call is Scrum board. Okay. This is Scrum board is nothing but it's just a movement. Okay, movement board where we can see at a glance our progress of the project, our stories. And then finally, I just want you to guys see. Okay. All right. Okay. So just recap everything what we understand through entire the Scrum framework. Okay. In the Scrum, we have actually product owner, Scrum master, and the team. Team is like can be QA and developer. Okay. So what product owner do? Product owner is the person who actually create the backlog. Okay. So till now we discuss about product backlog. So the product backlog will be created by the product owner. Okay. So but then the artifacts.
Rashu, sorry, can you mute Hajera, sister Hajera? Can you mute her? I don't have the access here. Just mute her. Okay. Go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead.
It is already.
Oh, you did already?
Yeah.
Okay. So all right then. So there are team and there are some artifacts, some documentation things like product backlog, sprint backlog, one down chart. Okay. There are some the same things and some ceremonies, mostly sprint planning meeting, daily scrum meeting or stand-up call. Then we have a sprint review, or on the other way, we can have the sprint retro meeting. Okay. So these are the main things in there. And
so we are
before
gonna
we
send you all
start-
the documents. Don't worry about it, okay? So just take a look at those
Yeah,
now.
so before
thank you,
we
thank you.
start with the stories, okay? Before we start with the stories, there are some certain things to understand, okay? When we can consider a story is ready, okay? And when we can consider a story is done. So there are some certain parameter we can call our criteria. Like number one is this story is clear. Let's say we take an example. In this sprint, we start work with logging. So you have to consider this story is clear to you or not. Okay. Do you think this story is testable? Because every story is not testable, right? Every features you cannot test. Some features there are you really cannot test. It's just for exploratory testing or something else.
So non-functional.
Yeah, you
can
can consider, yes. So this story is feasible, this story is well defined. So there are the certain things. Same way, when you can consider this story is done, okay? Like the code already produced. When you pick up the story after meet up this criteria, you already you already done it, right? So when you can consider it's done, when the code produced from the developer, then code already committed, then they have some like unit test, integration test, okay, they did it, then build without the error, then they deploy the build, and then they pass the UAT test, then they have any like configuration changes, then is there have any relevant documentation and this stuff, and remaining hours of task 0, like you already done, you already fill up the story point, okay? So when everything meet up, then you can say this story is done. So just to know, because this can be your interview question, just pick up 3, 4, 5 things to, answer your question, like when you think the story is ready and when you consider the story is done, okay? And like you guys already know about your test case, how to write a test case, right?
I can skip that, Rashu. That's fine.
No,
I think that's-
yeah, no, I don't. I'm just about to say, in Jira tools, you will work with the user stories, right? So before you write it, before you start with the user stories, sometimes, not sometimes, maximum times, you guys can have this kind of documentation, okay? So here you will write your epics in a, like, actually, your entire story work will be on Jira, right? But then again, to make your work more smooth, you can have some documentation on your hand. So because of that, you can create some kind of documentation like this in your using your Excel sheet. Like you can have your epic, then you can have your story ID, then the features name, okay, and the little bit summary of your user story, status, and acceptance criteria. So these are the documents you might use to use your Jira tool. And then there are some very basic tasks what the developer do and the QA do. You guys already know about that. Then just I go over again a little more. This is the developer do the, you guys also need to know what the developer do, even you are not a developer, right? Because you are closely work with the developer. What developer does, your work also related with that. So he will understand the requirements. You also do the same. He'll design it, he will coding it, he will do the unit testing, integration testing, then he will do the code review, then bug fixing and team meetings, okay? What you're gonna do, you will understand the requirements, writing the test scenarios, writing the test cases, then you will do the test case reviews, then test data preparation, then test environment setup, then test execution. This test execution, when you start, you need Jira to execute it, okay? Up to these things, you already know how to do that. So then you will do the bug tracking. When you will find some bug, you will report it to the dev team. Dev team will fix it, and then again you will retesting it, okay? Then you will have team meeting. Sometimes you will involve with the automation also for your testing purpose. So these are the basically main tasks you're gonna do for your in your SI process, okay? So now I will show you guys how to create a Jira account, okay? So before going into that, I want you guys to know, okay? So Jira tools actually is nothing, it's just your agile management tools to report your bug and your task tracking, okay? All right, so if you go to Chrome, the problem once you log in, it is very difficult to create a new account. Right?
So to create an account in Jira, basically you need to just Google
Okay.
it. Yeah, Rashu, can you show it to them? Like
Yeah,
how
yeah,
it's-
yeah. So go to Google. Go to Google. Write Atlas. Okay. So go here. So Atlassian, and then you can go to the product section. Okay. And then you can pick this one, Jira Service Management. Okay. Go to your Jira Service Management. Then click here, get it free. Go to next. Come up here. I already have, so it will shows me like this. You will not might face this, okay? So I'm going to sign up with a different one. So add another account. Let me put the account.
So once you open the Jira account, basically you can use your Google account to open Jira as well. If you guys have the Google account, so that's gonna work too.
So this is gonna be only for 30 days or something like that.
Yeah, it will be, the open source will be only for 30 days. Actually,
Only
this
for
is a
30.
licensed tools, okay?
Yeah.
So as we don't have a license, you can use it for 30 days with a different email address. So don't worry
So
about it.
so once you that the 30 days is expired, you can create another Gmail account. Then similar way you can do that. You know.
Yeah.
But
I'm gonna lose all the information from there, like the whatever I put in.
yeah, exactly. There you go. So whatever the projects you create, whatever the test case or PVI, you write it down. So everything will
Okay.
work.
So sign up would be a problem for me because I have to open this email, this and that. So these things you will face. You will put up your account and then, I mean, email address, and then you can create your account. Actually, I use this already.
You know what? Like, okay, who has the Gmail account?
Yeah, you guys can put, give me
Exactly.
your.
Arif, you have it?
Yes, yes.
Okay, Rashu, can you stop sharing your screen? And Arif, can you pull or share your screen? All you need to do, just like the mouse cursor over to the top, you can see there is a button, say like share my screen or share your screen.
Okay.
Either in the top or the bottom. You can
Yeah,
see
the
the
bottom
green,
one, bottom.
yeah,
part.
green icon, share screen.
Yes, the host
Yeah,
disabled.
just click on that. For the first option you can see, I think on the left one, I think it's a whole screen or full screen. Some option you can see, just double click on it.
It's saying that you are disabled me, so I cannot share my screen.
Okay, Rashu, can you make me as a
Mhm.
host? Okay, I'll put you in the
Yeah,
request.
sure.
Make me as a host. I need to make Arif as a host so that he can share his screen.
Okay. Which one? AI fast solution, right?
Yeah. So that everyone can know like how to download that. At least create an account tonight or by tomorrow so that like we can start
Yeah,
Jira
in
on
the
the
next class,
month.
actually, if you don't have your Jira in front of you, you will be misguided or you might not
Misguided or you will
understand
be
because
lost.
this is nothing about just explain, because the explain part I already have done. So you will not have any more question if I give some story point, if I click on Epic, if I create some, if I pick up some stories from the backlog, okay, if I start a sprint, So don't ask me those questions when we already start our Jira project, okay? So you guys already understand those parts.
Okay, Arif, I made you as a host.
You can
So
do it
now
now.
you can share your screen.
So
There you go.
this is
Okay.
Arif's screen.
Yeah,
So Arif, I can see the screen.
I can see. Anyone can see his screen?
No.
I can see that.
Yeah, I can see his screen.
Oh,
Yeah, I
fine.
can see her user screen.
Okay, I
perfect.
can. Me too.
Okay.
So now you go to Atlassian, write down ATLASIEN.
Or easiest way, you can search like just type Jira.
Okay,
It's gonna be
already
coming up
there.
too. Yeah.
I'm not going to that way because they need to know about the father company of Jira.
The parent company.
Yeah.
Okay, go up.
No,
No,
go to
you're gonna go
product.
down.
Go to product.
Go up. Left.
Go to
product.
product. Yeah, click on that. Click service management. Jira service management. No, I think you got the wrong
Yeah.
one.
You're in the right track.
Okay. Yeah, get it free.
Click
Get
on
it free.
right side. Get it. There
Okay,
you go.
go to next. Select next. No. Yes, just select next. Okay, good. Continue with Google.
Yeah, you can continue the Google account.
Okay, pick it. No worries. Create your account.
Create an account.
Your email address, you already have it. So your site, here you write your name, okay, Arif. 1, 2, 3. This is what actually, this is the project actually, anything you have to write.
Oh, okay. This is my project name.
Yes, so you write Arif 1, 2, 3, 4 until it will be green, okay? Until it will appear green, you have to
Oh,
try
okay,
a
okay.
different name. So no, erase everything, start again.
So it has to
Right.
be the unique name, basically.
Yeah,
That's what
so
they're trying to
don't use
find. It.
Arif, don't use Arif. Use something called like Walmart, right? WAL. Okay, that's it. No,
No.
close Walmart. Wow.
There you
Okay,
go.
that's good.
Okay,
Just
so
agree.
for
Remember these
everyone,
things. Oh, please, Arif, remember this WALM. Next time when you go to log in your same project, project, so you have to remember these things, okay?
Yeah.
Take a
So-
picture from your phone.
so
and
here
remember
is the
this one.
thing. I can tell you the easiest way to remember that. So once you can create something based on like your sites, that has to be the unique name, right? So the
Okay.
unique name, if you want to remember the site name, or you can just type it down somewhere else, or use something like use our company, right? AI, then put your name or some numbers. That's gonna be the unique for. I'm pretty sure that's gonna be the unique as well. So
The
whatever you're
problem
gonna
here-
put,
So let's do
Imran.
like that. So A1.
No, there is a problem actually. The
no,
problem
not
is
A1,
that
it's AI.
no, Imran. In here there is something problem. You don't try to use more letters. More letters you're gonna use, more it will give you error. Here is something different actually. Better to use unique name with 3-4 letters, so you will easily pick up your project. Okay.
No, not the special character.
Okay.
No special character. Just use something. This part is little bit tricky. So don't try to use more letters.
There you go.
Yeah, more
Coming
letters you use, more it will be
Okay,
problem.
AI first. Yeah.
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 So you agree? Okay, so skip this question. Skip it. Skip, skip. Okay, wait for a minute. It takes time.
Okay.
Other guys, please follow the steps, or we guys, when we will share the video, you can just follow those steps, and please ready your Jira before our next class, okay? In the next class, so you can follow me, so we can go together. And Jira is really, really important, guys, because using Jira, you will move in with your team in your real work, okay? So
Okay.
here now, create project. You go to service management. No, don't click anything.
No, I'm not done.
Okay, come off here, Jira Service Management. Click Jira
Yeah, first one.
Service Management. No.
No?
Okay, now use template. Go to use template.
Oh, just okay. Back it.
Oh, he went to the one step back.
Okay, create project. Okay,
The first
okay.
one?
Okay, just select it. Use template. Come up here. Use template. Come up down. Yes. Come down. Use template. Click on it. No, we cannot use that. Go back. Go back.
That's the paid one.
Yeah.
Now let us take it
Now
out.
you will have a problem. I don't think it will appear again. Yeah, this is the problem. Do one thing. Try to write with something else.
Then the first one.
Yes, agree. The good thing is once you, okay, go to create project. No, don't click here. Go to service management, click on that.
No. If you're doing the wrong, don't click on the back. You just need to cancel that template. So it's going to be appearing in the previous screen. Once you click on the back, it's going to go to in the first phase. So again, you need to put something on the name on. Yeah.
So it's not gonna work WALN.
It will not
No.
work now.
Again, it has to be like the unique name on it. Already taken.
You write like US 1010 like that. 1010.
There you
Yeah.
go.
That's right.
Yeah. So now go to service management. You see service management, corner, project templates. You see? Yeah, select service management. Select that one. Yeah, try with that.
Yeah, we're already in there.
Okay. This is the problem here sometimes appear. This service management doesn't work. Can you check Jira service management custom? No, these will not work. This nothing gonna work with that. Can you come up here the new one blank? Yes, can you select that one? Let's try with that. Create bank project. No. Those will not work actually. Those will not work. So go to here. You see that things called here products, Jira service management. No. Calm down. Yeah, can you click there? Again, come up this one. This is the problem for Jira sometimes. Okay, let me try in my end, then I'll guide you. I think you have to go out from there. Can you come down? Can you come down, Arif? Please scroll down. Scroll down. Let me see the last one. IT service. No, nothing gonna work. Nothing gonna work. Can you now one more time click on Jira Service Management at your left? Yes. I don't know why sometimes this doesn't appear. Jira Service Management doesn't work, right? Okay, so do one thing. Go to the first page again. I mean, yeah. You can go back. The first page, the very first page from Atlassian. Yeah, the very first page. The very first phase. Let's select Jira Software. Okay. Very first phase.
Or you can make another one.
Yeah, you can go again with, but the thing is that you need again another email. No, not this one. You can click here, this one, Atlassian. Yes, click on there. Yes. Go to product. Click on Jira Software. Let's see. Now get it free. Now go to next.
You want to select anything? Or no?
No need. Go to next. Let's see if you can make it. Okay. Agree and start now. Let's see if it does work.
It says AI fast.atlassian.
Don't worry about that. Once you already create, it will be appeared in your end. You no need to remember this stuff. Can you start? Get started. Get started. Go to Jira Software. But I don't think we can. Okay, let's go to create project. Same problem.
Yes, it's bringing us the same page.
This is the problem.
So
Jira.
is there anyone in the VPN by any chance? Rashu, you're in the VPN or?
VPN, what you gonna do with VPN?
No. If you're in the VPN, so they're gonna not let you get the free one. That's what I think the option was. Okay, I think Rashu, we can wrap up the session today. All you guys need to do, just open an account. Don't create anything, okay? Just go ahead and open your account with Jira, with Gmail account or whatever the account you have it. Just open it. Then from next class, we are gonna start working from here.
I've made the account. I'm just at service management.
Yeah, we have to create with the service management, actually.
Yes,
But,
ID service management and everything with Jira.
You can do that in your end?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, really? Can you share your screen then?
Hang on.
Okay, who is there is talking right now? What's your name, brother?
Shadik.
Okay, Sharik. Imran, can you help him to share his screen?
Yeah, so let me do that. Okay, Sharik, can you share your screen? I make you as a host.
So you did it earlier or you just have been
I did it earlier, then I
doing it
closed it.
now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's great. That's cool. Actually, I was expected you guys gonna do that. But no worries, the other guys also can. So you choose the service management, right?
Yeah. Software development, QA engineer. That's giving
So,
me new options.
Can
Hang
you
on.
share your screen, Sharik?
Yeah, how do I do that? Oh, okay, share screen.
There is an option like the share screen is a green option. You can see either in the top or the bottom. There you go. It's coming up. Yeah, just skip those questions. Oh,
Or you
need to-
can pick it.
That's fine.
Okay, no worries. Sometimes.
Yeah,
no
this
problem.
is everything else.
Okay. IT service management.
Can you go use template?
Okay, let's see if the US template is working. Okay, put
You write down Walmart. You write, okay, Sharik, no problem.
Sharik
No
should
problem.
be fine.
Yeah.
There you go.
I go data analytics or IT.
Okay,
Just-
create project. Now go to create
Just
project.
just
Don't worry
create
about
IT
it.
should be fine. Create
Okay.
project. That's gonna give you the templates.
Okay, that's nice. That's
That's
nice.
good.
No
Okay.
worries. So now what you do,
Next. Okay.
These are nothing actually.
Yeah.
Now you have to click on the, no, not here. You have to click at the corner. You see there is a menu. Yes, next to that. Yes, click on there. And go to Jira Service Management. Jira Service Management. Click on there. Okay. And now go to create project. No, the
Yeah.
thing is that you have to switch into, you have to select your framework first before coming up to here. So can you go one more time? Yes. Click Jira Service Management, Jira Software. Can you check?
Oh,
with
okay,
Jira
okay,
Software?
okay. Jira software.
Yeah, Jira Software. Create project. Oh no, again this problem. No, back. Can you go back?
Hang on.
Go back. Click on the Jira work management. No, service management. Can you click one more time?
Hang on.
I don't know. This really weird. Every time, even I create for myself, these things appear. No, you have to go to pose. Create a project. Let's go to create a project.
I mean, it's the same screen. Yeah, this one.
No.
I mean,
So Sharik, go back. Yeah.
Mhm.
You see the management. Click on the management.
Service or work?
The service management.
yeah, service management.
Okay, just click on the Sharik in the second option. Okay, create a request. So
No,
that's
no.
how you're gonna start working with it.
Okay, I
Don't do
see.
anything.
Yeah, I
Just
see,
don't
I
No,
see.
no, 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 not this one. It won't work actually.
No, Rashu. So there's a different there basically, right? So you can
Ah.
create the problem, then you
Yeah, I
can
see. Like
add the
priority and
PVI,
everything.
aping and everything. So don't do it right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Let everyone be at this phase. So they need to.
This is not the right one, Imran. This is not the right one. I mean, this is not the
But
right one.
this is the option to open a ticket.
Just ticket, but we have so many things, which is
But-
I can share you my one. So actually, we have to create this one. Okay, like oh, sorry, you guys cannot see my screen, right?
Should I give you the host
Yeah,
rights?
I can reclaim that. Don't worry. I can
Okay.
give them the access.
The thing is that
Yeah, you can share your screen, Rashu.
okay. Where is the bar? Oh, I'm
Oh,
not
you can
allowing. I'm still disabled.
No, I can make you as a oh, Sharik is still as a host. Open.
Oh, okay.
1 second, 1 second. There you go.
No, it's okay. Now I can. All right. Actually, basically, once we create our project, okay, we have to go up to here, and before going to here, we have to choose our framework. Okay, the framework would
Rashu, we
be
cannot see your
option.
screen. You're showing in the different monitor, I think.
Really?
Yeah, we cannot see your screen.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You have to move over.
Yeah, I
your
think I have
one
to,
image here.
okay. This is maybe I choose number
Yeah.
1 screen. Okay. So basically, once we create our account, okay, don't worry about that next class. Within the problem is that once you log into Jira account in your machine, every time you try with different one, it always bring you to the wrong direction. That's the problem in my end. But I'll try to figure out something so that I can show you guys how can I make it from the scratch. But before that, just go quickly. So once we already created our account, then we will have 2 options before create a project. Okay, we will have options called Kanban or Scrum. Okay, these are the framework in the Jira tools. So we'll select Scrum. Okay, after you select Scrum, it will appear like this. Okay, let's go to this plan. I mean, this is actually ongoing project, so it will appear like this. Okay, it will appear like this. Everything will be empty. So then what we're gonna do, we will create at first project. We will have these options, so we can create a new project as well. Okay, and then from there we have to create story. So actually I need to show you guys from the beginning. So the first things we have to create a project. So let's make a new project. Okay. Oh yes, so like in my end, I can have the option when I create a project, I have an option, okay, is Kanban, Scrum, or bug tracking. So we'll select Scrum, use this template. Then we're gonna select company managed project. Okay, let's name the project. We're gonna work for Walmart. This project name already exists, Walmart 23. Then this is our project. Okay, we select the template, everything good, then create project. All right, so once you already create project and you select your framework, this space will appear, okay?
Okay, Rashu,
So-
stop here. Don't go far. You know, like, because the
Oh.
next class basically, yeah. Because if you can go far, like they don't understand exactly how they
Yeah,
can
I
do
got
those
you.
stuff,
I
right? So
got
don't
you.
go far. At least
So try
tonight.
yourself. You
Yeah.
can use so many tutorial in Google, okay? The problem is that in my machine, I already have multiple using all of my emails to create the Jira tools, you know. So in my machine, when I try from the scratch, it's always bring me the existing ones. So as your machine is refreshed, I mean fresh one, so you can follow, there are multiple Google YouTube tutorials how to create a Jira tools, okay? Follow that and try to, create your own account. And at least if you can create your own account, we can start from here in the next class.
Okay, so one more thing I just want to add. Try tonight and tomorrow. If you guys couldn't do that, I will create one account, make that video and send it to you guys. So that's gonna be help you to
That'll help a lot.
create that, you know. So that's all for tonight. Basically, we don't want to go far, but like at least like create account should be fine, but like don't create those projects and stuff because you cannot go that far. But if you can see any videos on YouTube, if you have time to do it, just go ahead and do it. If it's not, then I can help you guys to create the projects and all those things. All right, guys. So that's all
Okay,
for
that's
tonight.
it.
Rashu, you just like finish the class then.
Okay, that would be fine, no problem. Then see you in the next class. So in the next class, what basically we do, what is the test cases you did earlier in Excel sheet? What was very manual things, right? Everything you write in there, and the movement like pass, fail, okay, status. These things you did it manually, right? You did it with your hand. In Jira tools, we will not do that. Jira will check you guys just put up your update and Jira will give you the result. So this is the ultimate goal why we are using Jira. And the second more things I just quickly tell you, in Jira, why we are using Jira, because in Jira you can add, is basically a cloud-based management tools, okay? In these tools, you can involve multiple team members. So everybody can track or everybody can work under the same umbrella, okay, under the same project together. So all we guys can be keeping watching our movement, okay. So in manually, you are working as alone in your own machine, and here we are working as a cloud-based management tools, okay. So this is the basic difference and the basic ultimate goal why we are using Jira as a management tool. So that's it. See you in the next class. We'll go over again and discuss whatever come up. Okay.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Then we'll talk to you in the next class. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.